If you are hearing these words right now, this moment is not random, not accidental, not something you wandered into. It is a divine interruption, a sacred appointment where heaven is meeting you in the middle of your life, exactly as it is. You have been tired for a long time, worn down by trying without seeing results, stuck in days that feel the same no matter how much effort you give, carrying worry about money, about direction, about whether anything is actually moving. You have questioned your value in the quiet moments, wondering if you missed something or if life somehow passed you by. And God says He sees that exhaustion and He understands it fully. You are not weak for feeling this way. You are worn because you have been enduring longer than most people ever see. This season has pressed you, not to break you, but to prepare you. And the silence you felt was not absence. It was alignment happening beneath the surface. Heaven is speaking clearly now that the waiting was not wasted and the delay was not denial. Those who sow with tears will reap with songs of joy. Psalm 126:5. And that promise is not distant. It is beginning to move toward fulfillment. The heaviness you carried is lifting. The stuck feeling is loosening, and a divine shift has already started working in your favor. What felt blocked is opening, what felt postponed is approaching, and what God prepared in secret is drawing near. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? Isaiah 43:19. And this new thing is closer than you think. Hope is rising, relief is settling in, reassurance is replacing doubt, and anticipation is awakening because the hard season is ending and transition has begun. Stay with this moment, because what comes next will confirm what your spirit is already sensing and activate what heaven has been setting in motion. Right now, wherever you are, engage with this moment as an act of faith by liking this video, subscribing to stay open to what God is releasing next, and commenting 777, not as a casual response, but as a prophetic declaration that you are stepping into the new season God is opening over your life. Chosen one, you have been carrying a quiet exhaustion that words rarely capture, the kind that comes from giving your best while outcomes stayed distant, from holding responsibilities that were never meant to be yours, from worrying about provision, about the future, while life felt stuck in the same repeating loop. God sees how that weight pressed on your chest and slowly turned into doubt about your worth, and He names it now so you no longer have to wonder if you were unseen. You were seen even in silence, valued even when overlooked, and protected even when you felt exposed. Stay with me for a moment. This stirring inside you is not fantasy or wishful thinking. It is awareness returning after a long season of waiting. And heaven is confirming that the isolation you endured was preparation, not rejection. Your season of struggle is over. The chains of scarcity are breaking. The tide is turning. What drained you is losing its authority, and what felt delayed is moving with intention. This shift is not asking you to chase or prove anything. It is God establishing alignment where effort once failed. Here's the key. It is no longer your duty to struggle. It is God's responsibility to provide for you, to guard your path, and to bring what aligns without strain. Two are better than one, because they have a good return for their labor. Ecclesiastes 4:9. And this return is not about dependence. It is about partnership formed in peace. Think of Isaac, who waited without striving, and Rebecca, who arrived at the well not by accident but by divine timing, brought together not by force but by alignment, and their union carried promise because God went ahead of them. That same precision is at work now. Breathe with me. You are being prepared to recognize peace when it arrives, not chaos, to receive companionship that strengthens rather than drains, and to walk alongside someone refined by her own fire, whole in spirit, and unthreatened by your calling. Hope is rising because you are no longer bracing for disappointment. Relief is settling because you are not required to figure out how this unfolds. Anticipation is building because what comes will be unmistakable, gentle, and anchored in purpose. You will not have to force it or guess. It will carry a calm that quiets every lie spoken against your destiny. This connection will not compete with your calling. It will amplify what God already placed within you. You were trained in solitude so you could discern alignment, and that discernment will now serve you well. There is more ahead, and the next part will unlock and confirm what your spirit already senses, revealing how this preparation becomes provision and how this season unfolds with clarity and peace you cannot manufacture. So remain present, because what follows will meet you exactly where this moment leaves you. Chosen one, if this is speaking to you, support this message, like the video, subscribe, and write "I receive" in the comments. Now breathe and stay with me, because the next part is for the season you're in right now. Chosen one, you have been carrying a deep tiredness that came from trying to hold purpose and loneliness at the same time, from giving your strength to the calling on your life, while quietly wondering if love would ever arrive without costing you peace. You stayed faithful through seasons where effort brought little return, where finances felt tight, where the future stayed unclear, and where the same emotional patterns seemed to repeat no matter how much you healed. God sees how you questioned your value in those moments, not because you lacked faith, but because you were human and weary. Let your spirit settle here. You were never abandoned in that place. You were being protected, refined, and preserved for something holy. Your season of struggle is over. The chains of scarcity are breaking. The tide is turning. What once wounded you is no longer allowed to define you, and what was withheld is now making way for restoration. You are not being asked to choose between love and purpose, because God is releasing both in alignment, not in competition. The weight has already shifted, and what approaches you will not demand survival. I will betroth you to me forever. I will betroth you in righteousness and justice, in love and compassion. Hosea 2:19. And this promise speaks not only of love, but of security and covenant. Think of Priscilla and Aquila, who walked together in faith and purpose, strengthening one another and expanding the work of God, not through performance, but through partnership rooted in trust. That same pattern is unfolding for you now. Hope is rising because you no longer have to brace for betrayal. Relief is settling because you are not responsible for making this happen. Anticipation is growing because what is coming will arrive gently, without force, carrying peace instead of anxiety. This love will not rescue you from brokenness. It will reinforce you in wholeness. It will not silence your calling. It will amplify it. You will not need to perform, explain, or prove yourself. Presence will replace striving, and clarity will replace doubt. The lies that whispered you were too much or not enough are losing their power, because this is not another cycle, it is a divine shift. When you walk through the fire, you shall not be burned. Isaiah 43:2, and you have already walked through it and survived. What the enemy tried to use to harden you has prepared you to receive without fear. There is more ahead, and the next part will unlock and confirm what your spirit is already recognizing, revealing how this alignment unfolds in peace and how this promise becomes tangible in your life. So remain present, because what follows will meet you exactly where this moment leaves you. Chosen one, you have been carrying a fatigue that comes from standing strong for too long, from giving without being poured back into, from believing while results stayed distant and the same worries kept looping through your nights. You held responsibilities that were never meant to be yours, felt pressure around provision and direction, and quietly wondered if love and purpose could ever coexist without costing you peace. God sees that weight and names it, so you no longer carry it alone. You were not too much, not difficult, not unlovable. You were anointed and misunderstood, shaped in storms that taught discernment and silence that built depth. Breathe with me. This ache in your chest is not fear, it is hope reawakening after endurance. Now listen carefully. Your season of struggle is over. The chains of scarcity are breaking. The tide is turning. What drained you is losing power, and what felt withheld is aligning to arrive whole. This shift is not asking you to be rescued. It is God reinforcing you with alignment that walks beside you. This season is not about effort anymore. It is about receiving what has already been prepared. He who finds a wife finds what is good and receives favor from the Lord. Proverbs 18:22. A favor that strengthens calling, not distracts from it. Think of Abigail, who came with wisdom and peace to David in a moment that could have hardened him, her presence not loud but decisive, turning conflict into clarity and blessing into legacy. That same wisdom-led alignment is moving toward you now. Hope is rising because you no longer have to choose between mission and connection. Relief is settling because love is not arriving to fill a void, but to confirm wholeness. Anticipation is building because recognition will replace noise, resonance will replace confusion, and peace will speak before words do. This covenant will not be about performance or proof. It will be about presence, shared endurance, and purpose multiplied. Together, chains others thought unbreakable will loosen, healing will extend beyond you, and legacy will take shape without force. The enemy may whisper old scripts, but those were lessons, not life sentences. You are not cursed, you are prepared. The Lord will perfect that which concerns me. Psalm 138:8. And this perfection comes through alignment, not isolation. You will recognize it not by intensity but by calm, not by urgency but by assurance. There is more ahead, and the next part will unlock and confirm what your spirit is already sensing, revealing how this alignment unfolds and how provision follows peace. So, remain here, because what comes next will meet you exactly where this moment leaves you. Chosen one, you have been tired in ways few people ever notice, worn down by trying to stay faithful while outcomes stay distant, by carrying emotional and financial weight that was never meant to rest on your shoulders, by waking up to the same questions and going to sleep with the same uncertainty. You kept showing up even when nothing seemed to move, even when love felt complicated and purpose felt lonely, even when doubt whispered that maybe you were asking for too much or expecting what life could not give. God sees that exhaustion and names it without judgment, because it did not come from weakness, but from endurance. Let that land. You were not failing in that place. You were being refined, protected, and prepared for alignment that would not cost you peace. The chains of scarcity are breaking. The tide is turning. What once resisted you is loosening its grip, and what was delayed is gathering momentum with intention. This shift is not asking you to strive harder or heal faster. It is God stepping forward to take responsibility for what you could never control. Here's the key. It is no longer your duty to struggle. It is God's responsibility to provide for you, to order your steps, and to bring connection that strengthens rather than drains. The steps of a good person are ordered by the Lord, Psalm 37-23, and this ordering includes who walks beside you, not just where you go. Think of Hannah, who carried deep longing and quiet sorrow for years, misunderstood and judged, yet remained faithful. And in time, God not only answered her prayer, but restored her dignity and joy in full view of those who doubted her. Her story was not rushed, and neither is yours. Hope is rising now because you are no longer bracing for disappointment. Relief is settling because provision is no longer resting on your effort. Anticipation is growing because what is coming will arrive with peace, not pressure, recognition instead of confusion. This union forming in your life is not ordinary. It is sealed, strategic, and weighty enough to attract resistance, yet covered enough to withstand it. No scheme formed against what God has joined will succeed, because heaven has already countered every whisper and distraction. You will recognize this alignment quietly, without striving or second-guessing, as clarity replaces chaos and stillness replaces fear. God is not a God of confusion, and everything connected to this season will carry His voice. You were hidden while strength was built, refined while patience grew, and now restoration is returning in wholeness, not fragments. Those who overlooked you will witness the rise, and those who doubted will see faithfulness honored. This connection will not be a crutch or a cure, but confirmation that your waiting mattered and your prayers were heard. There is more unfolding, and the next part will unlock and confirm what your spirit already senses, revealing how this alignment multiplies purpose and how heaven finishes what it begins. So stay present, because what follows will meet you exactly where this moment leaves you. Chosen one, you have been carrying exhaustion that did not come from laziness or lack of faith, but from trying to hold together what was never yours to carry, showing up again and again while results stayed distant. Finances felt tight, and the future remained unclear. You have felt trapped in patterns that seemed to repeat no matter how much healing you did, and in quiet moments you questioned your value, wondering if you were asking for too much or expecting something life would never give. God sees that weight and names it now, so you no longer carry it in silence. Let your spirit settle here. You were not overlooked in that season. You were being preserved for alignment that would not cost you peace. Your season of struggle is over. The chains of scarcity are breaking. The tide is turning. What failed before did not fail because you were lacking. It failed because it was never aligned. Those connections were temporary teachers, not lifelong partners. and they could not carry the oil you carry. Hope is rising because exhaustion is giving way to clarity. Relief is settling because the burden is shifting off your shoulders. Anticipation is growing because what is coming will arrive whole, not fragmented. Here's the key. It is no longer your duty to struggle. It is God's responsibility to provide for you. Provision now includes companionship that restores instead of drains, alignment that anchors instead of distracts, and love that multiplies purpose rather than competes with it. Scripture confirms this promise. The Lord is faithful in all his words and kind in all his works. Psalm 145:13. And his faithfulness reaches into timing, connection, and covenant. Think of Jacob, who labored for years, misunderstood and delayed. Yet when the appointed time came, God returned what was promised, not diminished but multiplied, proving that waiting in God's hands is never wasted. That same faithfulness is moving now. You will recognize alignment not by noise but by peace, not by urgency but by assurance. She will not pull you from God. She will push you closer. She will not drain your vision. She will pour into it. Where others exposed wounds, she will cover them with care. Where others competed, she will complement. This union is not convenience. It is covenant, and you are not merely receiving a blessing, you are also becoming one. Your presence will bring her reassurance just as hers brings you rest. This is not about filling a void, it is about awakening what God already planted. Discernment matters in this season because counterfeits will try to imitate what is sacred, but truth carries a weight that imitation cannot match. Every good and perfect gift is from above, James 1:17, and what is sent from heaven carries heaven's peace. You will not have to guess or force anything. Confirmation will come quietly, unmistakably. As this alignment approaches, understand this is bigger than romance. It is legacy forming, purpose multiplying, and faith being restored not only in you, but in those who witness what God brings together. There is more unfolding, and the next part will unlock and confirm what your spirit already senses, revealing how this covenant activates your calling and how heaven completes what it begins. So remain present, because what follows will meet you exactly where this moment leaves you. If you almost stopped listening because you feel too tired to believe again, stay with me. This part is especially for you. Chosen one, there has been a quiet weariness living beneath your strength, the kind that forms when you keep believing while nothing seems to change. When you carry emotional and financial pressure that never belonged to you, and when each day feels like a repeat of the last, no matter how faithful you remain. You have questioned yourself in the stillness, wondering if your value was somehow tied to the delay, if you missed a moment or failed a test. And God is naming that pain now so it no longer hides in the dark. You were not stuck because you lacked effort. You were paused because something sacred was being arranged beyond your sight. Breathe with me. Heaven has been attentive to every tear, every silent prayer, every night you held it together for everyone else, while your own heart felt unseen. This is the turning point. Your season of struggle is over. The chains of scarcity are breaking. The tide is turning. What felt stagnant is beginning to move, and what drained you is releasing its grip. Here's the key. It is no longer your duty to struggle. It is God's responsibility to provide for you. That includes provision for your needs, clarity for your steps, and peace for your mind. Scripture confirms this assurance. Cast your burden on the Lord, and He will sustain you. Psalm 55:22, a promise not of pressure but of support. Think of Elijah, who collapsed under exhaustion after giving everything he had, only to be met not with correction, but with rest, nourishment, and quiet direction, showing that God restores before He sends. That same care is being extended to you now. Hope is rising because you are no longer required to push. Relief is settling because you are allowed to rest without guilt. Anticipation is awakening because provision often arrives after surrender, not striving. You are entering a season where doors open without force, where help comes without begging, and where alignment replaces effort. Let that land. This shift is internal before it becomes visible, but it is no less real. God is recalibrating your expectations, teaching you to receive rather than brace, to trust rather than manage every outcome. What is coming will not exhaust you. It will strengthen you. It will not confuse you. It will clarify. It will not demand performance. It will invite presence. The future you feared is being rewritten with peace at its center, and the weight you carried is being redistributed into God's capable hands. You are not falling behind. You are being repositioned. Every delay has been protecting you from what would have cost too much, and every closed door has preserved you for what aligns with your calling. This is not the end of your endurance story. It is the beginning of ease you did not earn, but were always meant to receive. There is more unfolding, and the next part will activate and confirm what your spirit is already sensing, revealing how this rest becomes momentum and how provision finds you without pursuit. So remain present, because what follows will meet you exactly where this moment leaves you. Chosen one, release the pressure you've been carrying right now, because you do not need to fix yourself, prove your worth, or carry anything heavier to be deserving of what is coming. You are allowed to pause without explanation. You are allowed to stop reaching for answers and let your body and spirit settle where they are. In this season, alignment does not come from doing more. It comes from softening into what already is. Allow yourself, once or twice a day, to take a single quiet minute where you place one hand on your chest and simply notice your breathing without changing it, not as a technique, but as a reminder that you are still being held. You are invited to let some decisions wait, even small ones, trusting that clarity does not disappear when you rest. It sharpens. You don't need to chase peace. Peace arrives when striving loosens its grip. When worries about money, timing, or direction surface, allow yourself to name them gently, not to solve them, but to set them down, imagining them resting in God's hands rather than circling in your mind. You are invited to create small spaces of release, like placing your phone face down before sleep, stepping outside for a few breaths of air, or letting silence fill a room without feeling the need to fill it. These are not withdrawals from life. They are points of alignment where your spirit recalibrates. Trust in this season looks like letting God move ahead of you instead of scanning every outcome. You don't need to rehearse worst-case scenarios or prepare yourself for disappointment. What is meant for you does not require constant vigilance. Receiving begins when you allow goodness to arrive without suspicion. Even restlessness can be met with kindness by saying quietly within yourself that it is safe to stop pushing. You are invited to treat rest not as an escape, but as cooperation with divine timing, because rest is often where the shift completes itself. You may notice moments of calm arriving unexpectedly, a sense of lightness without a clear reason, or a quiet trust replacing urgency. And those moments are not accidents. They are signs that alignment is happening. You don't need to understand every step or manage every detail for what has been promised to unfold. What is meant for you will arrive in its proper time, without force, without pressure, and without you carrying the weight alone. Chosen one. As these words settle, let your body and spirit recognize that nothing you felt during this time was accidental or misplaced. The weariness that surfaced, the moments of quiet release, the gentle sense of hope that followed, all of it belongs to this season and carries meaning. You are not behind, you are not off course, and you have not been forgotten. The pace you are moving at is the pace your life needs right now. What you experienced here was not something you forced or imagined. It was alignment returning and trust finding its place again. You do not need to search for answers or hold yourself together through effort, because what has begun will continue without pressure. The waiting you endured, the questions you carried, and the strength you summoned in silence were never wasted. They were shaping you for this moment. You are being held, you are being guided, and you are not walking alone. There is nothing more you need to prove, and nothing you need to rush toward. Allow yourself to remain here in this quieter space, and if it feels right, stay present as we move gently into the stillness of the prayer that follows. Take a gentle breath and allow this moment to soften around you, as if you are being held without effort or expectation. God, we come carrying the quiet weight that words rarely capture, the tiredness that settles deep after trying for so long, the exhaustion of hoping without seeing, the worry that lingers about provision, direction, and what tomorrow might demand. You see the hearts that have been strong for others while privately running out of strength, the minds that replay questions late at night, the souls that feel stuck between faith and fatigue. We place all of this before you now, not as a performance, not as a demand, but as a release, trusting that you receive what we can no longer carry. You are present in the unseen work, steady and attentive, even when nothing appears to change, and your care does not depend on our understanding. As your word reminds us, the Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Psalm 34:18. And in that nearness we rest. We remember Elijah, worn down after victory, sitting under a tree asking for rest. And you did not correct him. You fed him. You let him sleep. You met him with gentleness before sending him forward again. In the same way, you meet this weariness with compassion, not urgency, and you provide before you instruct. Let peace rise now, not as an emotion we force, but as a presence that settles into anxious places. Let fear about the future loosen its grip as trust quietly returns. Let the pressure to control outcomes dissolve as we remember that you go ahead of us, making paths clear in your time. You are the one who provides daily bread, the one who watches over every detail, the one who works even when we are still. We receive your assurance that we are not late, not forgotten, and not abandoned. We receive the promise that your care is sufficient and your timing is precise. As it is written, the Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. Exodus 14:14. and in that stillness we lay down striving. Let your presence fill the spaces where anxiety once lived. Let rest replace resistance. Let trust take the place of self-reliance. Let those listening feel held, guided, and quietly strengthened, knowing they do not need to see the whole picture to be safe in your hands. We entrust the unfinished, the uncertain, and the unanswered to you, confident that you are faithful to complete what you have begun. And as this prayer settles, we remain here in peace, breathing easier, allowing your care to do what only you can do. Thank you for sharing this sacred moment, for staying present, and for allowing space for rest and trust. May you carry this gentleness with you as you go, knowing you are seen, loved, and never alone. If you feel safe to do so, you are invited to leave a few words in the comments, not to explain yourself, not to have answers, but simply to name what you are carrying right now. It could be a quiet hope, a long-held worry, a question that has followed you for years, or something you have never said out loud before. Writing it down here is not just a comment, it is an act of release, a way of placing what is heavy into God's hands instead of holding it alone. Nothing needs to be polished or complete. God sees the heart behind every word, even the ones that feel fragile or unfinished. He listens without rushing, he understands without requiring clarity, and he meets you exactly where you are. As you share, know that this space is being held with care, and that what you place here is seen, received, and gently guided in his perfect timing. You are not alone, and this moment is being kept in his presence and grace.